We turn now to the bombshell causing shockwaves around the world.
The largest leak of secret documents in history.
This was a really important leak. We had emails, we had passport scans, we had corporation documents.
We had the goods on how it worked.
There's another set of tax rules for the fortunate and the well-connected. Income inequality, poverty, drug trafficking. A lot of the keys to addressing those problems are in the Panama Papers.
This is all about secrecy.
Underground rivers of money, unbeknownst to most people.
If you find money tied to Bashar al-Assad and to Vladimir Putin, maybe it's not a good idea that only I know.
I wondered if we could keep this whole project secret.
We had to live a double life. That was really, really scary.
It's real. Journalists have been killed.
Everything you thought was happening, here's the evidence, it is.
Politicians are trying to distance themselves from the Panama Papers.
She was a complete and utter one-off. One of the greatest war correspondents of her generation.
It's about people.
We're basically in the middle of a firefight.
They phone me up every week on, is everything okay?
We'd covered the Arab Spring. It was in full flight. The city of Homs is the next. We had one option. We decided to go in illegally.
I can hear Marie breathing and my heart thumping. A shadow gives you to another shadow.
Everything goes through this tunnel.
I looked up and froze. It wasn't war.
What was it?
Slaughter.
She was clearly impassioned by what she'd seen.
I counted 14 shells hitting this civilian area.
I said, Marie, what is your exit strategy?
Why is she gonna run when they can't run?
I want to tell the stories of each person. These are not numbers.
Then I damn well I'm gonna tell that story.
They found over 20 tumors in his chest.
They said your daughter will not live to see her second birthday.
When your kid's got cancer, the rule book goes out the window, really. I wouldn't feel right if I didn't explore everything that there was.
When we found out about Sophie's brain tumor, I had no idea this would be the gift from God to her.
Would you let a first or second grader or any child use medical marijuana?
It's the same as every other drug. There are chemical compounds in the plant that interact with the cells in our bodies and have certain reactions.
The different ways that cannabis and cannabinoids seem to suppress cancer is quite impressive.
It's life and death. As a mom myself, I would do it in a heartbeat knowing what I know.
The whole drug policy reform issue is a human rights issue at its core.
Why, as a society, are we denying people the use of something that I have seen over and over and over again be helpful?
Once upon a time, there was a girl they called Liana.
We're going to be writing the story of this young girl, and it is our story. We don't know where the story is going. You will decide.
Liana said, Mark, please don't leave me. I remember my mother and my father died.
Kufika nje bamthatha ingadi abathatha nengadi leningi bese kuyasitshela ukuthi ligciwane likhona noma likho.
I want them to remember I'm the storyteller.
It's an ongoing, bitter turf war.
Just 50 miles north of New York City.
It's a village little more than a square mile that has rapidly grown in size to more than 20,000 people.
Curious Joel is a village within the town of Monroe. Members of the Satmar community from Brooklyn originally moved in over here.
The Hasidic life revolves around family and children.
Growing up, we always knew that the local people don't like us.
There's a high demand for housing in Curious Joel. A petition was submitted seeking annexation of 507 additional acres.
We need more room, but they're just not going to give us what we need.
This annexation must be stopped.
We need to protect the schools, not only for the kids, but for our home values.
Outside people, they don't understand anything about our life. We live the world of today. We live it in a secluded way without people that we're afraid of.
There has been violence in Curious Joel against those who step out of line.
I can have empathy for your way of life. What about mine?
I had no idea what a political powerhouse that the Hasidic community is.
The tensions that are caused by all these events translate into explicit anti-Semitism.
Monroe is a beautiful place to live. It's also where the clash of civilizations is taking place more here than anywhere else in America.
In my opinion, Butterfield is the finest blues harmonica player in the world.
I was born in Chicago, 1941. I was born in Chicago, 1941. And my daddy told me, he said, Paul, you better get it on.
He came from the south side of Chicago where it was about, I'll kick your ass. To see a mixed band, there were some near physical confrontations with Butterfield because he would get in people's face. You know, they would vibe us or they'd make a comment. So he really stood up for what he believed in.
And to be on stage with him, it was like a hurricane. The sound was ferocious. It was my introduction to the idea that it's better to reach for something and miss it than just to hold back and play it safe.
Paul took harmonica playing to a whole new level, and it stuck. And until the day it still sticks.
Oh, I mean, the authenticity was just astonishing. And I think that Paul was an incredible creative spirit and always kept stretching, you know. I mean, as deep as he would go into the roots, he was always pushing the envelope of what blues could be. And I loved his singing as much as I loved his harp playing. You know, he's cute, too.